Hey, welcome to another great episode of the Real Deal Podcast. I'm your host, as always, Courtney Harding. Got another great guest upcoming here. So looking forward to get to know her a little bit and everything too. But before I bring her on, let's get it. Hit my music. Let's go. All right. Once again, welcome to another great episode of the Real Deal Podcast. I'm your host, as always, Courtney Hardin. Glad to be back with a new and exciting episode. It is November 5th, late evening here in the East Coast. But glad, like I said, always glad to have these great guests anytime I can have them on. I really appreciate their time and effort as well. But before I bring my guest on, you can follow the show on all the podcast platforms, whether it's Spotify, Apple Podcasts. We're on the BS3 Network YouTube channel, BS3 Network Roku channel, iHeartRadio, BS3TVLive.com. Wherever you consume podcasts, you can find The Real Deal there. And you can follow me on all the social media platforms, whether it is Twitter, X, whatever they're calling it these days, but Instagram, Facebook. I'm also on Blue Sky and TikTok, so I'm on all the social media platforms as well. So I Get the Real Deal on all those socials. So all right, let me bring in my guest. I'm very excited to have her on. This is Cortney Parson. She is the creator and owner of Parson PR, public relations, elevating brands, connecting people, maximizing impact. So it says on her bio, we don't chase the spotlight, we create it. So we're going to get into all of that as well. So Courtney, welcome to the show. Really appreciate it.
Thank you so much, Mr. Hardin, for having me. It's an absolute pleasure and honor. Thank you.
Well, thank you. It's a pleasure and honor for me to. We connected on Instagram and
Yes.
the algorithms of Instagram, and I
Yes.
saw your page and I said I reached out and we got it set up. So
Yes.
I was so glad to do this. So I
Yes.
appreciate your time. I really do. So
Thank you.
thank you again for doing that. All right, well, let's get started. Let's
Let's get into it.
let's get started. I was just my first time guest on the show, so I'm gonna ask you the same question. Who is Cortney Parson, and tell a little bit about your background.
Yes, I am Cortney Parson. I am a PR powerhouse and the CEO of Parson PR. I have an undergrad degree, BA degree in public relations, MBA in business administration. And I really just enjoy working with people, interacting with people, and really helping people get them the visibility that they want and need to really help take them to the next level. I enjoy traveling. I mean, the list goes on, but PR is my passion. It's what I love to do.
Okay, all right. I love that. I love that. You said it's a passion for you,
Yes.
and you said I love that you said that you're a powerhouse,
Oh, yes.
powerhouse CEO. I love that.
Yes.
And everything too. So let's start from there. How did you get into a little bit into your PR background? We'll dive more into that. But
Yes.
where did that love come from to be able to accept to help people and to guide them and things like that and start your own company?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So it all started when I was trying to decide in college what to major in.
Hmm.
None of the other majors fit me. At the time, I remember specifically it was like biology. I could have like done med school, be a lawyer, everything. I just felt like, and those are all great majors, but for me, I was being boxed in. Public relations, I was introduced to it by a professor, and it was the only thing that really fit me. It fit my personality, everything I wanted to do, what I stood for. And I also felt like within public relations, I would really be able to spread my wings and do it the way that I wanted to do without being confined to what everyone expected. So it was very straightforward. I decided in college that I wanted to do PR. I also knew that it would be a challenge because at the time, Fresno State is where I went to college, and
Okay.
it's nothing like what it is now.
Yeah.
Right. We're talking about working from the ground up. So in terms of like media connections or those real robust opportunities was not present at the time. So I'm thinking, okay, once I get my degree, I'm going to have to do, I knew then I was going to have to do everything from the ground up because I wasn't presented with any of those opportunities that are available now to a lot of college students, especially within the field of PR. So that's how I got my start.
Okay, all right, and you said, and every business needs public relations, you know,
Absolutely.
especially in
Absolutely.
this landscape of media and
Mhm. Mhm.
sports or business or anything like that.
Yes,
Everyone needs public relations for sure.
everyone.
Everyone, yes, yes.
Yes.
So as you said, a boss lady, a boss woman, you said the powerhouse. Discuss
Yes.
how you started and launching Parson PR.
A number of reasons, to be very honest with you. I grew up in the city of Compton and I was surrounded by a lot of talent, a lot of artists that unfortunately they had the talent, but they lacked the strategy. They lacked a lot of times the professionalism and communication skills that were needed to be able to speak on their behalf in certain rooms. So they were overlooked or dismissed a lot of times. And it was just a lot of basic skills and coaching that they needed that they didn't have. And at such a young age, I knew like I have what it takes to really help them and kind of really help represent them and get to where they want and need to be.
Mm,
But I knew then, like, okay, we got to figure out how we're going to bridge this gap.
right.
And then also early on, I would say about long time ago, 10, 15 years ago, when I did first start in PR, I applied for a lot of jobs with like PR firms. And
Okay.
still, I found myself being like boxed in, doing things. And I'm all about being a student. Don't get me wrong. No matter
Mm,
how high up you get, I have the mentality of I'm always a student, I'm always learning.
learning.
But in
Yeah.
terms of really seeing like a future and being able to expand and just really thrive, those opportunities were not available. So I said, all right, enough is enough. Let me just really roll my sleeves up and launch Parson PR and do this the way that I know it needs to be done to really help people that are overlooked.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Hmm.
And you're right. And as you said, as in your intro, and you just like to help people and getting them, just guiding them into
Yes,
okay and
getting them
everything.
that
Yeah.
visibility that they
Visibility.
need and just
Yeah. Yeah.
helping them with basic communication skills. I mean, back
Hmm.
then it was much different. Now we are open to be very transparent. It's accepted now. That was not always the case back then. They
Yeah.
wanted you to look a certain way and speak a certain
Mm,
way to get into rooms. You had to have a degree and you couldn't talk slang and they really take you seriously. Now everybody gets to show up how they are. And that's beautiful. I love that. But those are some of the key factors that really caused me to just dive in and do PR my way, just to make sure that I'm doing my part and really helping the culture and the community thrive
mm.
in ways that they may not be able to had they gone with someone else.
Go with someone else. Right. Right. And you
Hmm.
said with our culture and everything too.
Hmm.
For some, they'll look at someone like yourself being a
Hmm.
powerhouse, black woman that's doing it. Which I love seeing anyway. I love seeing that and
Thank
everything too.
you.
But you said they maybe going somewhere else they might have not got the visibility
No,
that you're instilling in them to be able to say to shine and to be able to be visible.
right.
That's very important.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So yeah. So and you talked about a little bit about you said shifting into media and communication. How do
Hmm.
you stay updated on the latest trends that and
Hmm.
shifts because it's always ever changing, and
Always.
yeah. So talk about that. How you stay updated on that
Um,
from a PR perspective.
Absolutely. Studying conversations, seeing how and why is this resonating with audiences. You can go viral and that's great, but it's not always what a person does that makes them go viral. It's how that video or post made that person feel. Dang, I saw myself
Yeah.
in that, or I could relate to that, or this is what I go through every day. So you have to constantly study these cultural conversations and just see what is it that's moving people? What are people resonating with? Why is this at the top of my feed when I log on to whatever social media platform? So you have to stay abreast with what's going on. And I would just to stay studying every single day, even if it's just for 5 minutes. If you're busy throughout the day, just always stay updated with what's going on. Otherwise, you'll get left behind.
You sure will. You sure will. Like you said, when it comes to PR and to me, just and I like I said, with the podcast,
Mhm.
we always got to keep up
Always.
with everything. I mean, trends
Mhm.
and shit when it comes like I said, media and communications and networks and things like that. There's always
Absolutely.
something new, and
Yes.
so it's yes, like I said, social media has definitely changed, and that would be my next question: how social media has changed
Oh gosh.
in the PR field. How has
Oh
social media
yes.
changed from when you started into what it is today?
Absolutely. So digital media slash social
Mm,
media
yeah.
platforms, they are no longer just an avenue. It's the main stage. I
Okay.
go to
Yeah.
events, award shows, you name it. People are asking me, okay, well, what's your Instagram handle? They're not even asking me what my website is. They're not even asking me
Yeah.
for a business card.
Mm,
That is the world that we live in. And I'm not saying that it's not important to have those, because I still believe
right.
in that. Absolutely. But social media has definitely taken over. That's just, even with the news, you look at the news and they're referencing what TMZ just reported. And it's like, well, hold on. So what are you doing?
Yeah.
So
Right. Right.
it's just the world that we live in, I would say, and it's not going to stop. So I would just encourage people to be very strategic. If you know that everything is on social media, just be very strategic with what you post. Be very intentional with how you want to show up, because you don't always get to control the narrative. So just stay on top of it as much as you can and be smart with social media. Have fun, definitely
Yeah.
have fun with it, but be very strategic as well, because that's the way you're going to reel people in.
Yes,
Mhm.
absolutely. And you said with the ever changing digital media, social media,
Yes.
it's funny when you said TMZ and before TMZ used to be like a gossip
Right. Oh,
gossip site.
it's a reliable source now, and
Yes, right.
rightfully so.
Mhm.
They're very credible source. That's what
Yeah.
everyone goes to them, even like the shade room. But it's just interesting to see how times have changed with that, because again,
Yes.
people are not turning on ABC 7 or CBS News, or they're not going to those traditional ways of media of finding out their
Right.
information anymore. And so when you know that, you have to adjust accordingly.
Yeah, yes, yes. That is interesting when you say with TMZ, and because before you said you see news of TMZ and before, and you said they're very credible and they
Right.
get some of they get the stories first.
Before we hear it from
Before we
anywhere
hear
else.
we hear it from the CBSs or CNNs
Right,
and
right,
the ABCs.
exactly,
Because
exactly.
I remember going back. I remember when Michael Jackson died. I remember this
Mm,
vividly, and then TMZ was the first one to report it. I'm thinking, okay,
wow.
they have it first,
They sure were, yeah.
and I was like, okay, let me just make sure, nothing, not
Right,
to question it, but it was just like,
right,
we just know how they were, and then it
right.
was like, okay, then now everything CNN and
Oh, yes.
ABC and all these other outlets, traditional outlets had it too, but it was like,
Right.
okay, so they're credible. I
Oh,
mean,
yeah. I mean, we
they
don't even question it now. It's
no,
like
no, we
TMZ
don't.
says it. Oh, that's the Bible.
That's
That's
got to
what it
be
is.
true.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes, that's yeah. So yeah, so how times have changed over the years. So
Yes.
we got some comments in the chat here. Nathan Sports
Hi.
Rush says hi, Courtney and Courtney. Yep, that's the C
Hi.
squared. Double C is here. So Courtney and Courtney as
I
well.
know,
And
I know.
yeah,
I think a
yeah.
lot of even my followers were like, wait, did Courtney start a podcast? No, it's Courtney
Yeah,
Harden. So
yes,
what a coincidence.
yes,
I
yeah,
love it.
yes. So we have he says happy Wednesday. Yeah, he's a loyal listener. If you got any questions in the chat for Courtney,
Let us
just put them in the
know.
chat. Yeah, for sure, and everything. All right, let's get into more of before I get into your NFL network for the
Oh,
second year
yes.
in a row. So we got to
Mhm.
talk about that. But
Yes.
I know this probably changes too, just like social media and things
Mhm.
like that. Your day to day. What is a typical day for Courtney Parson?
There is no typical day.
Yes.
Every day is different. And that
Right.
is what I love about public relations, because I don't ever feel like I'm in a 9 to 5 mode. And let me
Hmm.
touch on that really quickly. There's nothing wrong with the 9 to 5, just the world that we live in right now. And even before, I just always knew that I wanted my day to day to be different. And I found that
Right.
Parson PR. So again, like I just had a few corporate meetings earlier today, so it wasn't like the most fun and exciting things to
Yeah.
do. But then there are other days where I'm literally at like 3 different major events. And so requires a lot of energy. There are times where a lot of times I'm doing PR consultations with potentially new clients. A lot of times I'm meeting with my current clients to say, okay, we can mark this off. This is what we need to do better in, or let's get you here. So every day it's something different.
Mhm.
And that's what I love about it. No one day is alike ever. Not even
Ever.
on the weekends. Like,
Right. So you're working right through the weekend
oh yes.
and everything
Oh
too.
yes.
Yeah, I'm sure it's like you said, events and shows
Yes.
and you said client
Meetings,
meetings
yeah,
and yeah,
corporate meetings,
corporate
because
meetings.
and we'll touch on that a little later, I'm sure, but it's not all just about the events and the red carpet and the spotlight, you know.
Yeah.
So that's what makes PR so fun, is that there is an array of different services that I offer. So yeah.
All right. Yeah, I like that. I love that. Yeah. I always ask my guests that, and it's like because one guest of mine, they returned it to me. They said, "Hey, is your day today the same?" I was like, no, it's not the
Oh,
same at all. So I asked them that. I love the question because it's always different.
yes,
Every day is different. It's never the same. And
right.
so
And that's
it's
the
always fun.
exciting part. That's what's
Yeah.
fun about it.
Yeah, so I love that. I love that that answer too. You said it's like I might have meetings the one day and that might just be it, just all
Right.
corporate meetings, things like that. The next day, you said a weekend, you might have a show or an
Oh
event, I
yeah.
should say, a networking event or
Mhm.
and everything too. So
Media,
yes, it's
interviews. I mean, you
interviews,
just
yeah,
never
interviews.
know.
Yep. Yeah, I love that. You just never know what your day present. But again, you said earlier, learning too, just
Yes.
always learning and
Mhm.
adapting
Mhm.
and like I said, looking at trends and all those things. So
You
that's
have to.
yes, you definitely have to. So all right, let's get into the NFL Network.
Yes.
Yes. So describe that experience working with NFL Network. Now you've done how long? How many years? Was it 2 years? Has it been 2 years
This was
or
my second year
this is
in
the second year
October.
in a
This is
row?
my second year being
Hmm.
invited back.
Hmm.
Now, for that is very delicate because there are non-disclosure
Yeah.
agreements in place right now. But what
Yep.
I can
Totally
speak
understand.
on is my experience. Clearly, it has been very empowering, like incredibly empowering, working with the NFL Network. I would say one of the unique challenges is literally getting in. We're talking about someone who had
Yeah.
no connections,
Hmm.
literally, no nothing. Started literally from the bottom and still working my way up. So you
Right.
have to be very creative. I would say word of advice for any PR professional or even an athlete, high school athlete, no matter, trying to get into the NFL Network. Um, open Broaden your horizons. Don't just think, okay, the quarterback for the Los Angeles Rams, go Rams, Matthew Stafford, right?
Okay. Yeah.
Don't
Yeah.
just think, okay, well, him or the coach, Sean McVay, or the stadium, SoFi Stadium. Think, okay, who is their PR team? Okay, what executive team is behind them? Okay, what nonprofits or organizations may they work with? You have to be really creative, but once you're in, you're in. The possibilities are endless. So the
Yeah.
most unique challenge I would say is just getting in, but you can do anything. Just don't limit yourself by having just this one-sided view of how to get in.
Yes, I love that, and I love that advice
Mhm.
too. And yeah, I totally understand NFL and all that because our
Right.
network has been able to go to Super Bowl media row
Awesome.
over the last I think there's 3 years, 3 or 4 years,
That's
and
fantastic.
yeah, thank you, and I got to go one
Congratulations.
year. I got to go in 2023. Yeah, I
Okay.
didn't go last year. Yeah, it was 23. So yeah, it was yeah, so that was it's amazing. But I know I totally like you said, starting from the bottom and trying to work your way up to for something like NFL because it's tough.
Yeah,
It is
it
tough,
is.
but like you
But it's
said,
possible.
it's possible. And as I
Mhm.
said, it's a blessing. You got to say for two years in a row, and
Mhm.
now you're able to connect with the NFL network. So you said it was
Absolutely.
exciting. I'm sure it was an exciting opportunity.
Absolutely. Exciting opportunity, great people. You'll find a lot of times, especially when you're first starting off, people within the NFL network, like they want to help you. It's really like a family once you get in there. So, like I said, once you're in there, the possibilities are endless. Just be really creative and be persistent. Be consistent. Don't, if you fail at it once or twice, how many times, if you really want to go after it, you'll get there.
Yeah, for sure. You'll get there. And you said you got to keep. You said being persistent,
You have
being
to.
yes, just
Yeah.
continuing to work and build. You're building your
Yes.
network and you're building your brand,
Yes.
and then you're gonna get those opportunities too. So,
Absolutely.
so you say talked about some of the opportunities and things like that.
Hmm.
What are some other like challenges or
Hmm.
anything when it comes to the PR in general, but
Hmm.
in sports and entertainment,
Hmm.
with what you do with PR?
It's very fast paced. It moves at
Mhm.
a different rhythm.
Okay.
You
Yeah.
have to be ready. You have to be comfortable with being yourself because a lot of times you do not have time to rehearse a script or go over your lines. A lot of times it's live. So you just have to be yourself and be confident in yourself and just know what it is, what message you want to get across, what questions you want to be answered. Just being very confident and being your authentic self is key to succeeding and thriving within sports and entertainment PR.
Okay. Yes. Yes. As you said, be confident
You
and
have to.
yes. Yes. And he said and he said just like in any field, there's always going to be some challenges, but
Yes,
the positives always outweigh those challenges. And
absolutely.
as you said, you better go getter, learning and just
Mhm.
building. So that in itself will outweigh those challenges. Yes, there's always going to be, like I said, some roadblocks and things like that, but you're able to navigate. Depends how you navigate. Just continue to be
Yes.
confident in working. Right.
Confident and creativity is also a must. You
That's a
can't be
good.
boxed in, like I said, one way of doing things. Media is changing, the world is constantly changing. So be creative and trust in your instincts, in your vision, and just go from there.
Okay, I love that. Yeah, I love that. So, and another question after that, to piggyback on that, how do you measure success for a PR campaign, like from one of your clients beyond just like press mentions or tweets and things like that?
Mhm.
So, how do you measure your personally success of a PR campaign?
I conduct what's called, I'm sure you heard of SWOT analysis in the
Yes.
very beginning.
Hmm.
Okay, so in that way, I'm very old school. So when we first
Okay.
have our consultation, and then even after that, I say, okay, what's the strengths, your current strengths? I would say weaknesses, threats, opportunities. We go based on that, and it's like, just give me the real. Have you ever done anything like this before? What are your numbers? Not just the social media following increase, but what are your goals in terms of what it is you want to do, how you want to create more, generate more revenue. The list goes on and on. So all of that is set out in the very beginning. And then, as like I say, I meet with my clients weekly. We go week by week and we just measure the progress. And so for me, I would say getting their name out there and building that credibility. You could be famous all you want, but do people trust you? Are they trusting the products or the services that you're offering? Is this false advertisement? I would say visibility and credibility are equally important, but I'm even more heavy on the credibility because word of mouth is going to spread fast once people find out about it. That's one of the things I'm least concerned with. I want to build a solid foundation for the artist or brand or corporation first, and then
Yeah.
we build on that. So making sure that they're deemed as credible, the visibility, and ultimately money as well. We want the sales
Yeah.
to go up.
Gotta make that money. Yes.
Yeah, so that's how I measure the success.
I like that too. Yeah. So, and that just goes into like the motivation too. What motivates you to continue pushing those boundaries when it comes to
Yes,
PR in the PR field.
absolutely.
Yeah, I love that. Yeah, that's as you said, just you said you gotta make gotta make the money and you
Come
gotta
on
put them in
now.
you gotta put them in the right position. You say,
Yes,
hey, when
yeah.
you win, I win.
Exactly.
You win, I win. So yeah, you definitely have to for sure. Like I say, we gotta we work on the skills and things like that, but that money comes in too. So
And
that
I would like to touch on that,
yeah.
elaborate a little
Okay,
more
yeah,
as
yeah.
well, because That's one of the things that I really like to reiterate, not just with clients, but the messages that I try to put out every
Yeah.
single day. I do what's called like a PR, Parson PR tip of the day.
Mm,
And I've done a video on this. The goal is not to be seen everywhere in every photo at every event just because it's what's going on and you want to be seen. You want
right.
to be aligned. You want to position yourself for opportunities that are going to be lucrative, number one, that is going to help build that credibility and increase your visibility. Okay. If you're a hairstylist or a chef or an artist, we want to look at opportunities and events that are going to align you to get you where you need to be. Not just
Right.
because a celebrity is at this event and you want to take a picture with them. That's great, but let's not lose focus of what the real goal is here. And I think people really need to understand that part of PR. We're not
Mm.
just trying to be seen everywhere just because. That to me is like chasing and clout, and I
Oh
don't
yeah,
stand
cloud
for
chasing.
that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, and that's a big misconception. I'm sure
Hmm.
that you
Hmm.
either witnessed or seen.
Hmm.
As you said, cloud chasing. Yes,
Yeah.
it's there. It's
Hmm.
not like it's not, but it's more of, you said, that's a misconception that you're like, no, you're building something for the future,
Right.
as well. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
So,
a huge misconception. I think that's one of the biggest misconceptions with PR is people
mm,
thinking it's just all about red carpets and celebrities. And that is a field within public relations is one of the most sought after because let's face it, it's fun, it's exciting. Who doesn't want
right.
to go out and have fun? But that is not the only part of public relations. There's so many other fields within it.
Hmm.
So yeah.
Okay, yeah, yeah. So yeah, you said, yeah, the fun part, yes, the red carpets,
Mhm, mhm. The
the
glam,
interviews,
the
the glam, the
interviews.
glitter. We all
Yes,
love that, yeah, we all love
we
that.
do.
But you said behind the scenes, with
There's lots of
there's
foundation
lots
work
of
that needs
foundation.
to be done.
Yeah, right,
Let's really
right.
solidify that so that it all aligns with your purpose. So that we're not just out there, okay, the event is over. Well, what connections did you make? How
Mm,
were you able to better yourself or your brand or get it to where it needs to be? It was just for a fun time. I mean, that's where PR strategy really, really comes in.
right. Yeah, that strategy behind the scenes that you said that you've worked on
Mhm.
throughout before. Now, yeah, now the reward comes in with
Right,
that 2 hour red carpet event, two three
right,
hour red carpet event, but the behind the scenes of what you built for that
right.
to get to there. That's where it is.
That's where it
So
matters.
that's
Yeah.
where it matters. Absolutely. Absolutely. All right, just got a couple more before I let you go.
Okay.
I'm enjoying this
Likewise.
conversation. Yeah, yeah. So I just wanted to. We talked about the digital media and social
Mhm.
platforms and the ever changing landscape of it. Where do you see that Pete, and with public relations in the next 5 years or so?
I still see public relations heavily integrated into digital media. That's not
Hmm.
going anywhere. But
Right.
what I will say is that I also see authenticity as the currency, no matter. We're still all human. So even with AI and integrated partnerships and cultural visibility, people still want to hear and feel stories that they can relate to, that they can connect to, that
Yeah.
resonate with them. So, but I see PR still heavily integrated into digital media. It's not going anywhere. The social media platforms may change, but
Yeah.
digital media, that presence, it's not going anywhere. So PR, it has no choice but to follow it and immerse itself in it.
Yeah, again, you said it earlier about adjusting and just evolving, I should say, even
Yes.
with AI, and AI has taken over,
Oh
and
yeah. Oh yeah.
there's some good, and again, and then there's some negative to it, but
Mhm.
again, you said you're old school, so you say, hey, there's always going to be a need for
That
someone to be the
authenticity, we want to
authenticity.
feel it.
Yeah, yeah,
It is
boost.
still
Mhm.
currency, no matter.
Yep.
Don't get me wrong, AI has its ups and its downs, but
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
still feel no matter as long as the human mind and body is involved, we're gonna want to see something that resonates with that human mind and body, not just something telling me what to do or talking for someone else.
Yes, yeah, and then he said it. Yeah, if that evolved, then we're evolving. You said you got boots on the ground, so you're right there in the trenches for real. Like
Yes.
yes, you're putting in the work. And then some things the AI can't do.
Exactly.
That a human mind, a human person can
Exactly.
actually do. So yeah, yeah. So I can see that it keeps evolving for
Yes.
sure. All right, just last two. What does Courtney do in her free time when you get a chance to disconnect and recharge from the demanding world of PR? What does Courtney do like to do on her free time and kind of just like I said, recharge and disconnect and enjoy? And I know you enjoy the PR side of it too. I see it and hear it in your voice and seeing it, but what else outside of that? What do you like to do?
Yes, Mr. Harden, I'm glad you said that because free time, what is that? I don't do
Yes.
that anymore. I'm trying to remember what is free time,
When was the last time I had
seriously.
some free time?
Oh
Right.
gosh. So I do make it a priority to travel at least on my birthday in March. But even
Okay.
outside of that, traveling for sure.
Mm,
Family time for sure. I'm into family, um, friends, but traveling just to really disconnect from just that everyday life.
yeah.
You have to hit the reset button, otherwise it'll drive you crazy. So just taking that me time, that self time, spa, self care. I mean, I do that. I make that a priority throughout the week.
Yes. Yeah.
That's non-negotiable. But definitely traveling out of the country. That for me is fun. I've never
Okay.
been
Yeah.
into like even in college. I was never like really like the club type. I had my fair share of all that,
Right. Right.
but that was never like my go-to. It wasn't my staple. It was
Mhm.
always getting away and just hitting that reset button.
Okay, yeah, and you need that too. You need that
Mhm.
time for like
Yeah,
I said, such a demanding job or the
absolutely.
demanding career.
Mhm.
You do need that time to you said to wind down and
Yes,
have some you said me time or family time or
yes,
friends
yes,
and things like that.
absolutely.
Because you said you're your best when you are recharged and refocused
Yes,
and things like that. Because we're no good when we don't
yes.
when we
You
don't
can't
have
pour
that.
from an empty cup at all.
No,
You have
yes,
to
yeah.
be filled. Yes.
Absolutely. Yes, for sure.
Mhm.
For sure. All right, last one. Any final words or any final things you wanted to just go over or anything like that? Or you say more advice for
Yes,
anybody that wants to get into this field?
absolutely.
Last final words.
Yes, definitely. I would say for those of you who maybe can't necessarily afford a publicist or any type of PR, start with what you have. Use what you have. Show the journey, show the process, show us who you are off the stage or behind the scenes. People still love and value you being very transparent. And again,
Mhm.
here's where that authenticity comes in. A lot of times people will connect with your story behind the scenes before they will as you showing up as this finished and polished person. That's what happened to
Right.
me. I truly believe when I just started saying, you know what it is. I'm going to document and show me working behind the scenes to get to where I want to be. It's like all the windows of opportunity
Mhm.
just open. So don't be afraid to show us who you are behind the scenes. I know a lot of people are private and I get that. That's okay. So use discretion, but just be yourself, you guys. Don't feel like you have to show up 100% polished all the time because you never know who you're connecting with. That's how you build your community. I always say having a following and having a community are two different things. Your
Mhm.
following is those are your window shoppers. Those are the people that go by and say, "Oh, that's cute." They may like a post and then they're done. Your community are the people who are actually going to engage with you, share your stories, do great word of mouth, just really show up and support you. So
Yeah.
focus more so on building that community. The sky is the limit.
I love that. Yeah, nice, great final words, great advice for anyone that wants to get into. You said the business of public
Yes.
relations, and so yeah, definitely everyone follow Courtney on all those things and platforms and things like that. So yes, give out all your socials where they can follow you, or want to reach
Absolutely.
out to you, and
Yes.
what's the best place to they can yeah, get in touch with you.
Both. Definitely, you can email me. My email address is parsonpr.la@gmail.com. But also, for a much more quicker response, I would say my Instagram handle is Parson _PR. Just send me a DM. I am active pretty much all the time. So I will see it and respond accordingly.
Yes, yes, absolutely. Yeah, and it just said me and Courtney has been we've been going over was going over the show and when the
Mhm.
and doing everything as you said. We have to be active on social media because we are changing. Things are changing. We talked about that digital
Yes.
media. We're always on our phones and with social media and things like that. So, but Courtney, this has been a pleasure.
Oh,
And such an
likewise. Thank
honor. I
you.
really enjoyed this conversation and thanks
Likewise.
again. Many blessings to you and
You
for the
as
rest of the
well.
year. Enjoy the
Yes.
holidays coming up. I know it's a busy time with
Yes.
these holidays, and then the new year coming up as well. So hope you get to enjoy the holidays and many blessings to you and your family and friends and things like that.
Thank
And
you, Mr. Harden. You as
yeah,
well.
thank you. I really appreciate it. And I'll have some clips up on Instagram to
Okay.
share and
Okay.
everything in the next day or so. And
Cool.
once editing comes up, I'll
Yeah.
do it. Start that tomorrow. I'll do it tomorrow and
No
send that
problem.
tomorrow.
Trust me, I know how it goes. I do.
Yes, digital media and stuff. So yeah, you know it.
Yes.
I appreciate that, and I appreciate you for your time, and hopefully we can do this again in the future.
Absolutely. Thank you again.
All right, thank you. All right, you enjoy. Have a good one.
Okay, you as well. Bye
All right,
bye.
bye bye. All right, that was Courtney Parson. Follow her on Instagram as well. Parsons PR. Uh, it was tremendous. Thank you again, Courtney. Really appreciate it. And yeah, so you can follow the show again on all those platforms. And I get the real deal. Google the real deal with Courtney Harden. Until next time, more shows coming up next week. Birthday weekend's coming up, so I will be no shows until next week. So I really hope everyone enjoys their weekend and looking forward to more great, exciting guests and shows. All right, till next time. Hope everyone enjoys the rest of the week and the weekend. Till next time, peace. And as always, God bless.